Well, good morning. The title for this video, which I wrote about 15 hours ago or something like that, is "For God So Loved the World." John 3:16 was perhaps the first Bible verse I memorized as a boy. I think that, and many other things I was taught about God, were wishful thinking at best. We wanted to believe God loved us, at least I did. If I were to write the truth, it would go something like this. For God so loved the world that he gave it to demons and the most evil people imaginable, allowing them to run a planet of slaves using deceit to cloak their less than honorable intentions. Bill Gaither, an American songwriter, wrote, "If that isn't love, then heaven's a myth." Well, Bill, maybe heaven is exactly that. A carrot dangled in front of slaves to make them believe the lie for millennia. If God really loved the world, loved humanity, he would have ended this debacle a long time ago. Actually, it would never have become what it is. If I cannot be part of a viable remedy, get me out of here. I don't want pie in the sky. I want peace on earth. I'm actually starting this video later than I intended. And I did not go to the gym last night because I had quite serious heart pain when I was laying in bed earlier in the evening a few hours ago, and I breathed into it and let it subside, but it felt almost like I was going to die. I've had that feeling before over the past year, perhaps another heart attack. I don't know. I don't know how to do it, but in any case, I sat down a good while ago to do this video, and my son called me out before I started, and mostly he talked to me about some of his perceptions and shared a whole bunch with me. And he overheard me talking to a friend yesterday afternoon, saying that how frustrated I was with life the way it is. And I have been extremely frustrated, becoming homeless. To become homeless because you had a mortgage and did not fulfill the mortgage, and you tried other things like so many of my friends have done. All right. They tried to find remedy in a corrupt society. But I never had a mortgage. I never had an obligation on the home that they stole from me. And it has devastated me to lose that house. It has devastated me to not have my own place and to not leave under my own free will, to not get any type of remuneration for putting 10.5+ years of my time and effort into a home, and having to struggle in an unlawful, or I should say, unlawful court case that should have been stopped in the very first year, and would have been stopped if my lawyer didn't have, my first attorney didn't have a plan for himself, not to serve me, but this was his first case, and he knew he was going to be able to win it. And so when he had the opportunity to stop the lawsuit dead in its tracks in November 2005, he chose to delay because of Thanksgiving, to delay because of Christmas. And I finally fired him after the first of the year when I learned that he wanted it to be his first case. And they didn't replace that lawyer till the end of January. That ended up not ever filing the paper, and then it could have stopped. It could have been stopped right there if it wasn't for an attorney with a malicious intent. Now, from his point of view, this is a chance for me to win and to have my first. He was just a young guy, just out of law school. It was his chance to have his first big victory. But he didn't think of it in terms of how is it going to affect Ron by this delay. Well, look how it has affected me. Look how it has affected me. I had to fight for 10.5 years for a home that I ended up losing for $100. That I took $25,000 of my own money and paid toward a $275,000 mortgage. Yeah. This eats at me, folks. It eats at me that I'm in my 70th year on planet Earth, and I haven't yet been able to fulfill what I believe my mission in life was, to help usher in the kingdom of heaven on earth. Do you think I like being negative about the world? Do you think I like being negative about God? I grew up loving God. I grew up believing, not only believing, I knew that I knew God. I knew that I was here for a reason and a purpose. I now challenge all that I thought was real, all that I thought was true. But it's like pulling the most important thing of my life out of it and taking it away and not giving me anything in return, not reinforcing anything. My son said I should get a job. My son says I should find a lover, find somebody and get with people and do things. Well, I've obviously been given a new lease on life. I was almost dead a year ago. I mean, they did not give me much hope of survival, but I pulled through because I believed I wasn't finished yet. But losing my home, really, I mean, when there was I paid $400 to have an appeal. It was, $400 to have an appeal. And the appeal court turns it back to the one that we filed a complaint against to make the decision to steal my house. Do you realize, can you folks not understand how devastating this is to me? And yes, I do blame God for allowing evil people, as I said in the blurb, to run a world, to take control of a world. People that have no moral or ethical standards whatsoever. Demons even. That amass the vast majority of the world's monetary wealth for themselves and could care less about humanity. In fact, their game plan is to have 90% or more of the human race destroyed. And they've built underground caverns and underground cities and stuff like that so that these evil people can survive while the people on the surface get killed because of Planet X coming into close enough to us to wreak havoc on the surface of the earth. If anybody should be killed, it's the people that hide in their caves and in the inner earth. They should just be buried there. And the people on the surface planet should survive. But there needs to be a leadership that has a vision and respects and honors people, not steals from them, but has a desire to enrich humanity and to bring out the best in people instead of pushing people down and making people struggle for their very lives. This, to me, is meaningless. Why would a loving God allow such bullshit on a planet that is beautiful in so many ways, has so many good things to offer, but the human condition is such that it's very, very negative. Now my son says, look for the positive, look for the positive. Yeah, that's a good idea. Look for the positive. But it's really, really hard, and I just realized that my time is running out on this. But I ask you for prayers because this is really tough for me. Thank you for listening, and